Hello and welcome back for this video. In this video we want to speak about my new project called Component Authentication. So what I want to show you in this video, and before I'm explaining you what, then remember to subscribe in this channel in the right corner below, in the corner on the thing, of course. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. But back to on the track, I will try to explain how we can use the ODM on Mongo engine to creating the account for us. The first one we want to create here should be the folder called ODM, and inside here I want to create one with the account. And when we're going inside here to the account, I need something from the Mongo engine, and I know I need the import document and then the email field because a user is signing up for the email, and then I need a string field, a normally string one, and then a list field because we need that. I will explain why we need it. And then we need a Boolean field. That's the different fields we need, and then create an account and then build a document on it. Inside here we just need to type, we need an email. The email should be an email field. It should be required, and then we need to say it's unique. That means if you try to add a user with the same email, then the code will be broken and it will not working. That's what I'm trying to say. And then we have the password. The password should be a string field, and it should be required. If you're trying to create a user without a password, then it should be crying. And the token, we need this. Required should be true. The token I will bind for the user because you have the user ID. It's will never change. So that's why I'm using a token, and I use UUID. When you create a user, then I will create a random UUID and bind it for the user. And then you can decide to change everything for the user later if you want. And if not, then you can just keep the token. But I'm using the token when we are logged in and just save a session. The session I will not explain about that for now, but a quick one will be I use the token to encrypt it inside a JWT token, web token, and that's why I'm using a token, so I can find a user ID with a token. If that's match, then I will be sure about it's a valid token. So if you just need the ID, then you need to guess the token too. So that's why. And then I need to say it's an administrator. It's a Boolean field. As default, I will say false, because if you're creating a new user, of course, it should not be an administrator as default. Whoops. And then we need a deactivated. As default, Boolean should be false because the deactivated should never be true as default, of course. And then we need the first name of the user, and it's a string field, and I think the max length of the first name could be 50, and the last name string field, I think 50 is okay for the last name too. That's 100 characters together. And then I want one field called providers. And if you have seen my first video, you know why I have creating this project, and it's because I'm very lazy. So I don't want to code my code more than one time. If I need to code the same code twice, that's meaning I have something wrong with my code. And that's how I'm working with the normal projects. But now I really love to make this idea from one single project and scale it out to a bigger project. Like if you have 3 projects and you need to build the same function on 2 projects, meaning you should centralize the functions, you can call it between, and then upgrade your code in one place and not need to debugging. Because when you're creating the same code over and over again, you probably make the same error, and you probably want to copy code from the old project to the new, do something and copy it back again, and that's what I want to try to stop now. And my private project, because it's taking longer time to code, but in my brain it's working as the most natural thing to do. So providers, it's another way to say which project, sites, area you want to get to be a member of. So you can have a big account database where you have a lot of accounts, and inside here you can pinpoint the same user with the same password and giving access to different projects inside, and that's very nice. So let's go in for the account here up in Flask, and what we want to do now is making the create function. So that's what's working, and that's what I want to speak about right now. And for this we need to install one more, pip install parslib. The parslib are using to encrypting the password, and why we are encrypting the password is because plain text in the database for passwords would be very unsecure, so that's why we use it. So let's go up here and say import import OS. I will use that for later. Import logging, and then we need to importing the UID, and then I want to import from parslib hash import, and this is what we want for now. And I need one more here, basin JSON utility import dumps. I use dumps to export something out to the client, so it's exporting like a JSON. And then I want to Flask import response and request, and import JVT. And the JVT we don't have yet, so let's install that too. Pip install pyjvt. That's the library I'm using. You can go in for the web token, JSON web token website, and you can read more about that. And inside here I want to get access, because we are speaking about the account, so I want to ODM account import account here. That's what we want to do right now. Let's going to starting up the application here, and I have in the default API I already have created to test. So this code, it's something should working, and right now we're getting an error because we don't respond anything, so that's not as perfect as we want. So that's starting to get it to working like when we want a response. So return response, whoops, response here, and the response code should be dumps, and inside the dumps we got this, and I want to say it should be a text JSON, and then it should be 200, and status should be okay, and then the message should be yeah, nothing. It's just reply by this, that's fine. And then we're going back and say ask, and we still have an issue here, and that's because we're sending a put message. I think that's what we want. Let's fast going for app here. put and post, yeah, that's good. And then we just say response here. Yeah, that's good. So we have a little bit error here, and that's a good question what this is. So let me check. And the error is coming because we need something inside the middleware here. So going for the middleware, and then we just copy from this function and put it down. It's because we are succeed logged in, but we never return it. So let's try it one more time here, and it should be okay. And that's perfect. So now we can return something here for the crate, and that's as we want. And I want to say JSON data is equal to request. It's get JSON. Then we have the JSON data, and I want to log in here info. Then I want to print it out to the console to tell what we do. And then I want to make a try. Account is equal to account email is equal to JSON data email. And then I want to save here. We want the password, token, first name, last name. And yes, I know from this one we don't have any token. That's what I want to generate as myself. And then we say we need to say string UUID 4, and that's the token. And then we need the first name, last name, and of course if we save this, I want to errors here. We just put this in for now. If I'm saving it now, we'll just start the password in a plain text, and we are not interested in. So we need to use this function to encrypt it, and we hashed it, and we hashed it here, and then we should be good to go. And then we have an error. I want to add the error handler up here. So what I need to do here is from Mongo engine import errors, and down below we want to check if it's not unique error, this one. Then we need to go inside here to say login info, and email already exists. And then we need to respond something to the user, and we just say bad request and response with 400. And the message we want to send out could be email already exists. And then I just need to see on my other screen here about what we having, and I'll just log here account create succeeds, and then we should be enabled to create the account. Let's try it out. Let's spin the server up and see what's happening down here. It says everything is okay, so let's go for the Mongo. Have it here, and you have everything down. You can see the password here. It's a token, and the token here. And then let's delete it and remove this again, but the ID is here. Here, and press send again. Let's go back. And yes, now the password is encrypted. You can see the token here is it's UUID. So if I go down to say that says 2, and then we can press and send again, and let's see what's happening. Everything should be okay. And now you can see we have it in the user more. and the 2 here is different tokens, and the password is different too, even if the same password. So that's some kind of encryption algorithm that they're using. I don't know how it's working, but it's working pretty good. Let's going back and say test, and let's try to send again. We get the bad request because the username is already exists. So now you finally come to, we can create an account where the password is encrypted, and we're getting the default UUID token, and that's what we want. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoy. I really hope you want to subscribe this channel. Click on the link below in the right corner, and then just share it with your friends and hit the like button. Smash the comments if you have any questions you want to ask, and if you have any kind of feedback. And I really hope you want to add this to your playlist and push it out to your friends. Thank you so much, and see you next time.